there's some dynamic somewhere that somebody is seeing sin that is not being repented of, but they're not sure how to best approach it, or they're not sure if they should approach it at all. What things might you say, and what advice might you give?
So the first thing that comes to mind for me is being the one who was hurt in our relationship. Not that I have plenty of my own sins that I have hurt him with, but is really believing that God can help that person who is in sin to get to the other side. Like, genuinely believing that. To me, that's the epitome of faith, that God can change anybody. But then the scriptures are loaded with one another passages about respecting one another, loving one another, always leading with love, no matter what we're doing. And then, you think of the Samaritan. If we were in the same situation, what would we want done for us? And I think meditating on those things in a community with other leaders, and maybe even reaching out to leaders outside of your church that may have encountered something like this, getting advice outside of the people that you always talk to, who maybe themselves have never encountered it, I think can be very helpful. But not feeling like you have to react, but you need to respond. And there's a huge difference. The reaction is, of course, a knee jerk. It could be out of fear. It could be out of anger. But when we respond, it's because we've meditated on scriptures, maybe the scriptures we know well, but have never read them in that particular context. And they, again, because the scriptures come alive constantly, really reading those scriptures, praying, fasting if necessary, and then talking to others about what we're thinking, what we're feeling, and reaching outside of our own fellowship to talk to other leaders that, what are you thinking? What direction would you give for me? And just really praying in the Spirit for God to lead and guide in that. But the doing nothing is never the correct response. Like, even if we make a mistake, we can come back and be humble, because if we've never done this before, then we'll probably make a mistake. It's just inevitable. But that God can even work through that. As long as we're leading with love, God will bring the end result that He really wants.